A long time ago, Abbey Fields wasn't the peaceful park we know today. It was the beating heart of a powerful religious empire. In 1447, the Priory of St. Mary was elevated by the Pope to a full abbey, a symbol of wealth, influence, and devotion. Monks controlled vast farmlands, fish ponds, and mills across the valley. Bells rang daily through the countryside as pilgrims and workers filled the grounds. But everything changed in 1538. King Henry VIII's Reformation swept across England, and the abbey was forced to surrender to the crown. Treasures were seized, lead roofs were stripped and melted down. The once magnificent monastery was abandoned to ruin. Then came another transformation. By the 1560s, the abbey's red sandstone was torn apart and reused to strengthen nearby Kenilworth Castle for Robert Dudley. Stone by stone, the abbey disappeared. And by the 1600s, the grand religious complex had faded into memory. The ponds were drained, livestock grazed the land, and nature quietly reclaimed the valley. Today, beneath the calm beauty of Abbey Fields, lies the story of power, destruction, and reinvention. Come with us as we step back in time and rediscover Abbey Fields through Kenilworth Revealed, an immersive app project led by the wonderful Professor Alan Chalmers, former mayor of Kenilworth, bringing the lost past of the town back to life. In Kenilworth, the town council plays a big role in shaping local life, from planning decisions to community projects and public events. Today, the council operates from Jubilee House on Smalley Place, where regular civic and planning meetings take place. But its story goes back much further. The town's first council offices were built in 1885 on Upper Rosemary Hill for the old local Board of Health, and the building even became Kenilworth's first lending library in the 1920s. Later, council meetings moved to Wilton House, where a special council chamber was added by former Urban District Council Chairman Arthur Street. The modern Kenilworth Town Council was officially formed in 1974, with its very first meeting held in the grounds of the iconic Kenilworth Castle. Even more uniquely, the council actually owns the castle grounds, which are managed by English Heritage. Today, 17 elected councillors represent the town's 5 wards, helping guide local development and community life in Kenilworth. This infographic shows the different people who lived in Kenilworth, England between the 1400s and 1600s, and how their clothing reflected their roles in society. From wealthy nobles in luxurious Tudor and Elizabethan fashion, to merchants, peasants, monks and fishermen in practical everyday wear. Each group had a unique style shaped by their work and status. Together they formed a thriving medieval community around Kenilworth Castle. And here's Professor Alan's team working behind the scenes, bringing the entire medieval experience to life, with all the preparation, detail, and dedication that makes the event feel truly authentic.
Okay, right, are we good to go?
I've asked you.
Right in the heart of Abbey Fields is a 68-acre park, with nearly 900 years of history. Back in 1119, Geoffrey de Clinton, the founder of Kenilworth Castle, established a priory here, which later became St. Mary's Abbey. After the dissolution of the monasteries in 1538, the abbey fell into ruin, and its stones were reused across the town. Fast forward to 1884, local residents protected the land forever as public pleasure grounds, and today it's one of Kenilworth's most loved green spaces. You'll find ancient ruins, the historic St. Nicholas Church, scenic lakeside walks and community events all in one place. It's where medieval history and modern local life come together. Before proper metal quoits existed, ordinary people in medieval England improvised with whatever they had. Poor villagers and soldiers often used rough wooden hoops carved from spare timber, while others threw flat stones shaped to glide or spin through the air toward a target stake. The wooden hoops were lighter and easier to make than iron rings, But they were harder to control because they bounced and rolled unpredictably. The stones were even trickier. Players would carefully choose smooth, rounded stones from riverbeds and practice throwing them with a spinning motion for accuracy. These early versions of quoits were less about polished equipment and more about skill, creativity, and competition. Over time, blacksmiths began crafting heavier iron rings, which made the game more consistent and eventually turned it into the traditional quoits game we recognize today. As you can see, a modern monk and a merchant are demonstrating how people played during medieval times, using nothing more than a simple wooden hoop and smooth stones. Players improvised with everyday materials they could easily find or make. The challenge was all about accuracy, skill, and technique. It may look simple, but in medieval England, this was one of the most popular competitive games in villages, marketplaces, and taverns. The experience brings the ruins of St. Mary's Abbey back to life, through augmented reality, turning a simple walk through Abbey Fields into a journey through medieval history. Using your phone, you can explore 30 interactive locations around the Abbey site, where animated reconstructions, immersive audio, live-action storytelling, and historical narration reveal what life was really like hundreds of years ago. From hearing monks chanting to discovering how the Augustinian community lived, worked, worshipped, and welcomed visitors, every stop uncovers a new piece of the Abbey's story. The app also includes 5 themed quests covering daily life, food and farming, religion, visitors, and the Abbey surroundings, making the experience feel more like an interactive adventure than a traditional history tour. As you complete challenges and collect relics and sigils, you gradually rebuild the story of medieval Kenilworth in a fun and engaging way. Created through a collaboration between local historians, the University of Warwick, and Kenilworth Town Council, the project combines real historical research with cutting-edge technology to create an experience that's educational, immersive, and perfect for families, tourists, and history lovers alike.
Channeled in the sand, and they would arrange usually 6 or 8 of them in a row, and then you run the lead down through a channel and it feeds in while it's hot. So it looks a little bit like a mother pig and all her little baby pigs. So these big, heavy loads of lead were referred to as a pig of lead. And in the Victorian times, somebody dug one up in the graveyard. Wow. And there is a theory, maybe it had been stolen. Because if you could manage, I mean, how the heck you can move it, but if you could, maybe there's a newly dug grave, if you and about 10 of your mates could into the nearby grave, and then we'll come back and we'll dig it up later. Well, it didn't happen because it went into the earth somewhere in the 1530s and was found in about 1880, I think. So a hidden treasure that never got into the hands it was we're hoping for. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
It's a really good app.
Yeah.
It's a good app.
The British Sunday roast dates back to medieval England, when families gathered after church for huge feasts of roasted meat. It became especially popular during King Henry VII's reign in the 1400s. His royal guards even earned the nickname beef eaters because of how much beef they ate. During the Industrial Revolution, working families without ovens would leave their meat and vegetables at local bakeries before church to be roasted. That's also when classics like gravy and Yorkshire pudding became part of the tradition. Today, the Sunday roast remains one of Britain's favourite comfort meals, bringing people together over roast meat, potatoes, gravy, and all the trimmings.